people, y'all my only friends. I'm glad to see you. You're my only friends, people. Hit the like button if you like me back. Hit the like button. We've been riding for a long time. We've been rocking for a long time. Let me know something in the live chat, family. I just want to know you're here with me. You're the only people in the world that likes me. Oh man, that like me. Can you hit the like button just to show how much you like me? Let YouTube know how much you like me, you know?
Women like this need to just be carted off to Mars. Put them in an oxygen bubble on Mars and just forget they exist. All right.
This concept of I can do better, bitch, at least 85% of men who approached women were really out of the woman's league. For the only thing that kept a woman in a league was because she looked a little cute and she might suck a dick. That was it. At least 85% of men who have approached 100% of women were out of the woman's league for real. Like on some real shit, not just looking cute for that 5 minutes, but on some real, like on character levels, intellect levels, the man's out of her league.
I'm in a bind, Nate.
Some other time.
Most people just don't want to deal with them because on average, they just are not good, genuine people to be around. They're good to look at. They're good to work at brothels. They're good to, try to take over a bar. They're good when they're handing you food as they're a waitress, or they're on a call center call or something like that. But anything other than that, we really don't want 85% of y'all around. Just leave. Like it's sad to say, but it's the reality on it.
Some back. We're gonna break down another awesome. Hopefully it ain't gonna take too long. Maybe we'll be able to get another video in, especially if we get the donations up. Speaking of donations, I'm looking to meet a $25 donation goal to keep me on 2 hours. Cash App, PayPal, Streamlabs, all at the top of the chat. Whatever you can give is greatly appreciated. $5 makes you the live stream sponsor, king or queen of the stream. Or you could do super chat, super sticker, dollar symbol on the right of the chat box. Even though YouTube take 30% off the top, it make me wait 30 days to get it. But 70% of something is better than 100% of nothing, you dig? All right. Let's get into this somewhat ridiculous nonsense.
Of a certain age and a certain fit. And so he broke up with a girl because he went out to eat. And what was the reason you broke up with her again?
Yeah, broad didn't know how to order. She didn't know how to take directions. She didn't know how to order a steak, Kendra. I tried to correct her, and she wanted to do it her way, so she can do it her way with another guy.
All right, let's talk about that again. So apparently, he was on a date with a woman. I don't know if it was his girlfriend. I guess it was his girlfriend. And they were out at a restaurant, and he wanted her to order the steak medium rare. He wanted her to order the steak the way he wanted her to order the steak. Now look, I don't take it that far. The whole leader thing and being a man and a woman following the man's lead, I don't take it that far. Sometimes I might come across as this hard ass patriarch, but I'm pretty cool and laid back in relationships. I still want a bitch to listen when it comes to the big stuff. I don't want to micromanage a bitch. I don't think most men want to micromanage a bitch. Men just want to be the leader when it comes to the big important stuff for the most part, and just be respectful as a woman, and we good. Listen to me on the big stuff, and be respectful and generally defer to me. That's what most men really want. This is a little much. We ain't trying to, make you order a certain type of steak, bitch. Order whatever steak you like. I ain't tripping off that. Now, so let me give a good example. Now, let's just say there was something going around. Let's say it was a weird type of disease going around where if you ordered a steak rare, you could get a disease and die. And let's say she just didn't do the research. She didn't hear about this news story, but I did. I did do the research and I heard about the news story. And she wanted to order rare, and I told her no, get it well done because it's this bug going around in rare steaks or whatever. And she defied what I said and just wanted to do it her way, even though I'm trying to protect her and I'm trying to lead her in a way that's going to protect her. And she still want to disregard what I'm saying, even though I'm saying I read the studies. It's something going around with rare steaks. Don't order a rare steak, you're gonna get hurt. Then yeah, and that's a problem. Because a woman like that, she's not gonna allow you to protect her. They say they want to protect her and provide her, but if you don't listen to what I say when it comes to important shit like that, then I can't protect you. Even if I want to, you won't let me. Um, but yeah, see the whole thing about no, I'm gonna order your food. I'm the man. I order for you. That's to me, it's kind of taking it too far. The male leadership shit. But y'all let me know what you think.
He went out to eat. And what was the reason you broke up with her again?
Yeah, the broad ain't know how to order. She didn't know how to take directions. She didn't know how to order a steak. Kendra, I tried to correct her, and she want to do it her way, so she can do it her way with another guy.
How was she supposed to order the steak, fam?
Medium rare, brother Trey. Medium rare.
Okay.
Any way to eat steak, brother. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, all the way I'll tell you to eat it. You know what I mean? You eat the cake out of me. Eat the cake. No,
So
I'm just
also,
teasing. Shout out to
okay,
you.
you're not in the shelter anymore.
No. I've been gone. Y'all got to excuse me. I got a bad vision. You know what I'm saying? Something hit me, and I got a little situation before me. But I really wanted to come on and address a lot, Kendra. First of all, shout out to you. Shout out to you. You got the reaction channel going. You know what I'm saying? Based on the kid. You know what I mean? I'm glad you got that going.
We actually haven't done any more
smart.
since you made a reaction channel. We got to do a reaction to you, but we
Yeah.
haven't been doing them lately.
You and Zach, right?
Yeah, me and Zach did a reaction because Austin was just so much. So what's the update?
Well, like, well, hey, but you know what I'm saying? Listen, for real. First of all, a few things. You know what I'm saying? A little house cleaning. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying, Dr. Dez. I definitely want to shout him out because he gave me respect, and I understand that he's seeing a beautiful black woman.
Yep,
And
you
shout
got
out
it.
to
You
that
got
brother.
Beyonce, Dr.
Yeah, I
Dez.
definitely want to let me definitely acknowledge that brother. I also want to acknowledge the black women and black men that reached out. You know what I'm saying? Have respect for a goon, and you know what I mean, and understood. And like to see a brother stand on it. I like that. Now, here's a few things. First of all, I want to talk about the guy who you had come on. You had two guys that came on and used my name, but they didn't like my situation. They wanted to speak on me. The two light skinned guys. What I want to tell brothers is this: what you want to do at all times is, if you think you're different from another man, present your position. Don't never try to use another man to elevate yourself because it makes you look weak. That's a broad move. So
I will agree with him there, and a lot of guys do this. A lot of guys. Yeah, I don't need to use another man. I don't got to talk down on another man to make myself better or anything like that. But I mean, when you're in male spaces, it's a lot of that going around. It's a lot of that. The male ego and shit. Men want to dominate other men. I get it. I guess it's in our DNA. But see, shit, probably graping abroad is probably in our DNA. Just because it's in our DNA, don't make it right. But I don't want to go on a tangent. But yeah, I agree with what he said there. A lot of guys try to like tear another man down to build themselves up, and it's some hoe shit for sure.
present your position. Don't never try to use another man to elevate yourself because it makes you look weak. That's a broad move. So that's that. I'll leave that there. You had one young lady that spoke on me and said that I tried to get with her and I tried to knock her off. And I tried to get with her daughter. Remember that?
Yeah, no, she had a kid. That's why
Yeah.
I think I remember that. She said you reached out to her, you wanted to talk to her.
Okay. Yeah. I don't remember, Kendra, whether I contacted her, and I contacted a lot of bras before I got kicked off your app. Somehow or another, I got kicked off the app. I don't know why.
No, you're not kicked off, but we
Yeah.
updated. You was not banned unless
I couldn't
people
log in.
reported you.
I couldn't log in. Like, after our conversation, I couldn't log in anymore.
Oh, I wonder if they report.
Yeah.
So here's the deal.
Mhm.
I'll check on your account,
Okay.
but I mean, maybe people reported you. Now that would be messed up if they reported you. You can't get kicked
Yeah.
off because the IT team, if you're reported, because we have a lot of fake accounts. How
Okay.
you spell your name again? Awesome.
AWESUM.
AWESUM.
Yes.
Oh, AWESUM.
That's correct.
So they must have reported. That is a shame. I
Yeah.
talked to the IT team personally to get you reinstated. So what happens is because of a lot of scammers on our app,
Right.
if a page is reported so many times for safety purposes, they will remove it. But I think people were hating on you. I didn't know this until this moment. They were hating on you because the only reason you get kicked off the app if you're not you, but you
Yes.
are you. So
Yes.
I'll tell them AWESUM.
Yes, that's correct.
I'll get
So
you reinstated.
well, I appreciate it, Kendra. Like I say, and like I told you, I was going to meet a woman. Because I know me. You know what I'm saying? That was gonna be that. I don't. She don't particularly like to. She don't want to be public. She doesn't want to be. You know what I'm saying? She don't want to be with the smoke. She's
Let me say this. What up, Divine Photos? What up? Um, Let me say this real quick. Uh, I mean, most humans. This don't have anything to do with what anything he just said, but most humans just can't handle power. They just can't handle it. Um, Men's ego usually can't handle power, and when men get any type of position of power or leverage or seniority over other people, we can talk about the workplace. They really run with it and let it get to their heads, and they start talking to people crazy. Everybody's their 6-year-old stepchild now. I just don't respect it. You know, at least 80% of men aren't fit to ever be in any type of role of power, leadership, or having leverage over other people. You know, in an ideal society, you know, men would be very specifically, particularly trained. Same thing with women. Men and women would be very specifically and particularly trained. But you know, when we go out in the world, we're dealing with all different type of people with all different type of upbringings and biases and this and that. So that's why we're not on the same page. That's why culture is so important, and gatekeeping culture is so important. Because when you don't gatekeep your culture, you lose your culture. It gets diluted to the point where it's not your culture anymore. Ricardo.
very attractive. She's thicker than two Snickers, and she know how to listen,
Is
follow
she
directions
black?
for the most part. Absolutely. I was going to meet a woman. Because I know me. You know what I'm saying? That was gonna be that. I don't. She don't particularly like to. She don't want to be public. She doesn't want to be. You know what I'm saying? She don't want to be with the smoke. She's very attractive. She's thicker than two Snickers, and she know how to listen,
Is
follow
she
directions
black?
for the most part. Absolutely. You know what I'm
How
saying?
old was she? She has
And
no kids?
she done came to see. No, you know what I'm saying? I would say this. She has one child. He's older, but he's very bright. He's not like me at all. He's like a genius. You know what
So
I'm saying? He's very smart.
do you regret any of the things that you said, like as in a single
That's
moms
what
having bastard kids?
I'm glad you said. No, I stand on that. No, I'll never back off that. And anybody that signed up for it is a sucker. Now
Well, you're about
that's
to be
one.
with a woman that has a kid, also.
No, she was married. You know what I'm saying? She was married to her. You know, she was married. She was married to her husband. You know what I'm saying? And that was that. So
So
she
she's
she was waiting on a nigga like me. But that's I don't want to. I do want to answer that, Kendra, because there was one thing I did say, Trey, Kendra, and chat. I do want to say that I do regret saying that any black man who gets help therapy, is a cornball. If you need the help, brother, get it. You might not be as strong as me to go through those things alone. And what's lost in the fire, you'll find in the ashes. That's been my position. But if you can get the help, brother, and you have some issues mentally, and you think you need some help, get the help. As long as you're going to a black therapist, you're a man, go get the help. So I do regret.
Okay, okay. So I remember his first interview or two. I think he said he wanted a younger woman, a younger childless woman. Yeah, I remember that. That was a big thing. So now he's with an older woman who has a kid, but she was married. But he's backpedaling a little bit. He's backpedaling a little bit. He took something outside of what his standard was. But look, at the end of the day, most people are gonna get what they can get. See, standards are one thing. What you can actually get in the dating market is another. So I would say, how can I put this? I mean, yeah, I think a lot of men would prefer a 24-year-old childless, tattooless woman who's submissive. I mean, yeah, ideally. But then when you get out in that market, you take the best you can get. But my advice to men, far as that, nah, don't just take what you can get. You just stay single the rest of your life. If it comes to compromising on certain things, just stay single for the rest of your life. So I'm gonna just do a little I'm gonna do a little spoiler. So he's with a woman now who's 44, divorced with a kid in college or going to college. So what do I think about his choice to fuck with a 44-year-old woman, divorcee with a kid in college? Well, look, there's always exceptions. Even to the shit that I say on this channel. There's always exceptions to the rule. I just talk about the rule. So is it possible for a 44-year-old married woman with a kid to be a good woman to a man? Or a decent woman to a man, or be worthwhile to a man, at least for a certain period of time? Yeah, that's possible. That's possible. Um, but the thing is, what I would say, at these ages, dating in your 40s, live out girlfriend at best. That's my advice. And when she start acting up too bad, hey, just stay over at your house. It's over. Just stay at your house. I'll stay at my house. God bless you. I wish you the best. At this point, I mean, yeah, if I was gonna date a 44-year-old woman with a kid, divorced, well, first the main thing would be, why did you divorce your husband? I would need a detailed breakdown of that situation. But I think not living with a woman makes her act right for longer, for sure. I don't know if it's a foolproof plan for 50, 60 years, but it definitely makes them act right for longer. I don't know if it's that what is it? That competition anxiety. Like, oh shit, he's mad at me. Do we got another bitch at his apartment? Cause ain't like we live together. So, when you got your own apartment, you can have bitches all in through there. She wouldn't know. I mean, you know what I mean? She don't know for sure if a bitch over there or not. That keep them acting right for longer. But what I was gonna say is, if I was gonna deal with an older woman, divorced kid, and all that, she got a lot of proving to do for a decade. And even then, like, just keep her a live out girlfriend. I just say that.
If you need the help, brother, get it. You might not be as strong as me to try to go through.
Oh, that's what I was gonna speak on. Everybody hit the like button. It's slow, but it is Saturday morning. It's 8 in the damn morning. We'll see if it pick up. Everybody hit the like button so more people could come here. But far as men getting therapy, you know, I'll just put it like this. If they mandated something where every person uh in America has to go to therapy for at least 4 sessions every 5 years, I don't think that'd be a bad thing for society in the current society that we live in. Say that again. So if it was mandated in America that every person in America gets 4 sessions of free therapy, of course, free therapy. I mean, it would be on us. Our tax dollars would pay for it. But however you want to chop it, I don't think that would be bad for society if everybody had to take a month of therapy every 5 years. I don't think that'd be a bad thing for society. I'll just say that. But yeah, brother, if you're struggling with something, you need to talk to somebody. There's resources. There's probably ways to get it for free or whatever the fuck. Or even if hey, for some people it's worth it to just whatever save up $500 or whatever you got to do, get on a payment plan, and go talk to somebody a few times. And I ain't talking about being in therapy for years and years, but just maybe once in a while, or if you need it. Cause yeah, I've come in contact with a lot of mentally and emotionally unstable men. It's not a good thing for society, for them, for people they come in contact with. Yeah, it's not good. So yeah, men, we're not too good to go to therapy. I'll just say that. We're not too good to sit down and talk to somebody. It doesn't make you weak. The bitch ass ways that your trauma is manifesting in the world makes you weak. A lot of bitch ass shit that y'all be doing and saying, and bitch ass ways y'all be acting because you need therapy. Now that does make you weak.
I do want to say that I do regret saying that any black man who gets help therapy is a cornball. If you need the help, brother, get it. You might not be as strong as me to try to go through those things alone. And what's lost in the fire, you'll find in the ashes. That's been my position. But if you can get the help, brother, and you have some issues mentally, and you think you need some help, get the help. As long as you're going to a black therapist, you're a man, go get the help. So I do regret saying that. Everything else I stand on.
Well, awesome.
Let me check Rumble real quick. Who rocking with us in Rumble? Okay, we got 8 people in Rumble. What up, Hookah Duke? So all right, we rocking. We got 5 people on. All right, we in the teens. 8 people on Rumble. 5 people on YouTube. All right, let's cook, y'all. Let's cook.
Okay, just for understanding purposes, because you have 2 children
Yes,
and they're by 2 women,
yes,
and you wasn't married to either 2 of the women, correct?
correct.
So do your children classify as being bastard children?
No, I've already explained that. My children are my seed. I want to explain this because a lot of times people get this misunderstood. They tend to think my child, our children, they're my seed. A woman is an incubator. She, you know what I'm saying? That's what she is. These children are our seed.
Look, okay, I want y'all to peep light skinned bro on the left. He's getting so triggered by all this. He's getting so triggered. You could just tell by his facial expressions, and that's gonna come up later. But there's nothing to get triggered about. There's nothing to get emotional about. There's nothing to smirk at, make his little faces. I mean, this man talking what he talking. You don't gotta agree with it. But look, I can tell you right now, light skinned bro on the left is a fucking sim. Okay, let me look. I don't want to name call. Okay, I just did. But look, for just for educational purposes, brother, I'm gonna call you a name. He on some simp shit. But he was probably raised by a single black mama. And he has the ultimate respect for women. No, men shouldn't have the ultimate respect for women unless they carrying themselves a certain way and they under some righteous leadership. I have little to no respect for women when they're left to their own devices, doing what they want to do, saying what they want to say. Because it's not respectable. I would respect it if it was respectable, but it's usually not. So we're gonna talk about that too. This whole pedestalizing women.
So when I plant my seed in the soil, that is my seed. If I deem that seed worthy and I take care of my seed, then that is that. I'm that child's father. So I want to make that clear. I don't have bastard children. Men don't have bastard children who have accepted their children and who take care of their children. They have deemed. I name my children. I'm a real man, Kendra. I don't let no woman name my children. I don't run from those responsibilities. Though as long as you're not playing no games with the court and you're not trying to get me dragged through the system, yeah, we can always work that out.
So okay, with that being said, so if a woman has a baby with a man who
Yes.
they're not together, but he's being involved in a child's life, is that, do you consider that child to be a bastard child still?
If he's involved with the child, what do you mean? Like you mean like
Because
is he
okay,
being
the
a
way
father?
you
Is he
just, because
worthy?
I thought, I don't like this, but
Yes.
overall, I thought when you refer to a child as a bastard child, it
Yes.
means that the child was created without being married. Like
If the,
both.
yeah, my apologies, kid. I didn't mean to cut you off. If the father is taking care of that child and he says that's my child, this is my seed, I protect this seed, I provide for this seed, I will die for this seed, that child is then legitimate because he has legitimized this child. See, this country can't tell me nothing. It tell cornball ass dummies in your chat stuff, Kendra. They don't tell me nothing. You know, I'm built from I'm a different kind of guy. So in that
Okay. The duct tape on the wall for the posters is crazy work. I just say that. It's crazy work. But we ain't gonna nitpick. He was in a homeless shelter. He has an apartment now. So shout out to the brother for getting out of the homeless shelter. I think don't the homeless shelter set you up with an apartment or something? Or they try to set you up with jobs? Somebody educate me. Somebody hop in the chat. Kendra said Trey's parents are married. Well, that's dope. But yeah, Trey is triggered. Yeah, let's continue.
regard, no, as long as he has accepted what comes with that child and he isn't actively pushing that child away. Now, once again, it's a woman's job to protect her virtue. If you let some dummy, you know what I'm saying, if you let some dummy use you for a slip and slide, you know what I mean, and he keep it moving, that's your fault. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I have no empathy for that because women control everything past conception. We all know that. Once the baby's conceived, he has nothing to do with it. There's nothing that he can say. If he wanted to keep it, she could say no. If he wanted, whatever she wants is all that matters in this country when it comes to a child. So if that's the case, then the responsibility is on her to protect her virtue. If she doesn't do that, then that's her fault.
How mad Trey is at that. Like, oh my goodness. There's certain men who believe in all the traditional roles of a man. Like Trey probably believes men should be traditional men like they always been, but women don't have to be traditional women. But men should still keep their role, even if the woman isn't keeping their role. Which How can I put this? To some degree, I agree. Like a man should be a man regardless. So I agree with that part. But then while I'm being a man regardless, I'm holding that bitch accountable to dough. I'm not letting that bitch just do what she want. No, yes, my queen, and let me hold the door for you, even though you a stinking ass disrespectful bitch. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
when it comes to a child. So if that's the case, then the responsibility is on her to protect her virtue. If she doesn't do that, then that's her fault.
Okay.
You stressing me out.
That's okay, brother.
He said, "You stressing me out." What's stressful about what he's saying? See, here's the thing. I mean, look, I'll admit, Awesome is intense. He's an intense guy, so I get how he can kind of stress your nervous system a little bit. But me, I'm just a cool, calm, collected guy. I mean, even though he can be exhausting, I'm not triggered. I'm not. It's just okay. Talk your shit, nigga. Whether I agree with it or not, talk your shit, brother. I mean, yeah, I ain't tripping. Trey is. See, look, fellas, it's something called stoicism. I think I'm saying it right. You got to just be cool, man. Play it cool, calm, collected. Don't get triggered. Don't let anybody trigger you. Don't let Trump trigger you. Don't let a bitch trigger you. When you're getting triggered, you're not in your manhood, you know? And it's important to practice discipline. So even if Awesome, and like I said, I understand how Awesome can stress the system. But even if he stressing your system, Trey, just you don't gotta say that, brother. You don't gotta say, "Oh, you stressing me out," but you ain't gotta say that. That's like some sassy shit to say anyway. But I'm look. So okay, I guess Trey, his parents are married. So okay, so I stand corrected. I didn't address that. I said he was probably raised by a single mother. Um, but his mama might still run the household. So essentially, that's damn near like being raised by a single mother. If your dad just pay bills and sit in the armchair and don't, well, yes, dear, that ain't no fucking man. You might as well. I mean, you know what I'm saying. You might as well have just been raised by your mama. If your dad they ain't never say nothing and he just said, "Listen to your mama, son," that ain't no fucking man. You might as well just would have been raised. You That's basically like just being raised by your mama. So that's what he used to seeing. So that's his mental point of origin when it comes to how to deal with women. Yes, dear. Don't raise your voice at a woman. You're being a big meanie. Oh,
There's nothing that he can say. If he wanted to keep it, she could say no. If he wanted, whatever she wants is all that matters in this country when it comes to a child. So if that's the case, then the responsibility is on her to protect her virtue. If she doesn't do that, then that's her fault.
Okay.
You stressing me out.
That's okay, brother. That's okay, brother. Just stick around for me. It's gonna get worse. Yeah, just hang out, brother Trey. Just hang out, black man. I got you.
Awesome.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're with the girl you're talking about. So now are you in a relationship?
Yes. Also, I would like to say, you know what I mean, that I'm definitely, you know what I mean, involved. So what you think about that cousin, my favorite little cousin here? She's shy. Now she want to be shy. I'm gonna put my say hi to Kendra, cousin.
She's sticking around. She's great.
Okay.
Awesome.
I'm going to
Miss
put her.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to put my little cousin on here. She's gonna be good for one of you solid black men. She got no kids. She was raised by my uncle, who is my favorite uncle, and that is my man's. And you know what I mean. And so she's raised correctly, and she is definitely in the process of look. She has also now the records. So I'm gonna put her on here. One of these days we're gonna find her. I told her I'm gonna get her married like I got my daughter married. See, them hood rats in your chat don't know nothing about that because they never met no man, Kendra, so they don't know nothing about none of that.
What's that mean? Awesome. And everybody's not
What's
a
that?
hood rat that watches.
Yeah, a lot
Awesome.
of people that watch your show is hood rats.
What
he ain't lying about that. A lot of women that watch your show are hood rats. Facts. The majority of the women that watch Kendra's show are hood rats. You got some married women or some solid women who just watch it for entertainment purposes. But yeah, most of them are hood rats. Now, see, look, the name calling isn't really necessary. I mean, our name call, we play for entertainment purposes. But if we really just gonna judge this the way it's supposed to be judged, the name calling isn't necessary. You know, I name call for entertainment purposes on the internet, but fellas, you don't need to talk like this when you're really actually talking to people in real life. We don't need. I call women bitches, and I feel a lot of women are bitches and things like that. But when I'm actually out in the world, I don't talk like that. It represents yourself poorly. I get locker room talk, but you know what I mean for the most part. I can articulate myself good enough to be able to explain what I'm trying to get across without calling women bitches and hood rats. Because here's the thing, fellas. Here's the thing. Locker room talk is different. We just amongst the men, so I would consider what I do on this channel locker room talk. But when we out in the real world in a real way, we got to conduct ourselves a certain way. We have to talk a certain way because we're the leaders of boys, other men, women, children. We got to set the example in every way, not just setting the example when it comes to hard work and shit like that and lifting weights. No, we set the example in every way: emotional intelligence, just intelligence in general, character, everything. Just uh, respectable conduct. We set the example in every way. How you supposed to talk, manners, decorum, class, sophistication. We set the example across the board for everyone in the world. So we gotta watch what we say. We gotta watch how we talk, watch how we act, watch how we treat people. You know what I mean? So I hope I got that point across. But let's continue. The name calling is what's triggering everybody.
If them hood rats in your chat don't know nothing about that, because they never met no man, Kendra, so they don't know nothing about none of that.
What's that mean, Awesome? And everybody's not a
Okay.
hood rat that watches.
Yeah, well, a lot of
Awesome.
people that watch your show is hood rats.
What
Yeah, that's
define hood rat to you, Awesome?
Oh, that's great. Ratchet, loud, ghetto, talk too much, don't know how to shut up, wear them colorful weaves, BBLs, tacky, don't have grace, no humility, don't know how to shut the fuck up.
Awesome.
Y'all that. Yeah,
I,
yeah, yeah.
what's up, bro? I'm listening to this story and this situation. You talking about the women and all of these things,
Mhm.
but a woman could easily judge you from your situation. I
Yeah.
mean, weren't you homeless at one point in time?
Yes.
I mean, you didn't have a roof over your head, but you
Yes.
judged her for her wig and her hair. So,
Yes.
I mean, what would you have to say about that?
Let me address that. See, not having a roof over your head is a situation that could fall on pretty much any of us. So somebody not having a roof over their head isn't the same as judging someone's character and how they conduct themselves and if they loud and ghetto, ratchet, disrespectful. Somebody ending up homeless isn't really a reflection of their character. I mean, you could make an argument, but that it's not the same. It's not a good comparison at all. Him getting at these women for acting an ass and being a complete disgrace and somebody being homeless is just not the same. But let's let's let it play. But let's be real. Let's be real. Is Awesome ratchet? Yeah, he a little ratchet. So is there some hypocrisy there? Yeah, he's been to jail. He calls himself the goon. So yeah, to some extent, some of the shit that he's saying is hypocritical for sure. Um, but I will say this: there's definitely a difference between men and women. You know, the XYs are superior to the XXs. So even a ratchet XY is superior to a ratchet XX. I would say a ratchet XX is worse inherently than a ratchet XY. Well, let me. I guess it depends on what the ratchet man is doing. Um, I'm trying to see how I can articulate this. If I had to choose between being in a room for an hour with a ratchet nigga and a ratchet bitch, I feel like I'd rather just hang out with the ratchet dude. There's gonna be some type of basic decency there, even if he is a killer. Like there's like men, like you see what I'm saying? We gonna be able to probably have some type of rational discussion on some level, usually. But let's just continue. But my point is, a ratchet man and a ratchet woman isn't the same. There's a certain level, in my opinion, there's a certain level of respectability even most ratchet men care about that women don't really care about. Because even the lowest of low lives usually abide by some type of rules and structure that involve some type of honor or respectability, even if he is a scumbag. If that makes sense. If not, let me know in the chat.
Weren't you homeless at one point in time?
Yes.
I mean, you didn't have a roof over your head, but you
Yes.
judging her for her wig and her hair. So,
Yes.
I mean, what would you have to say about that?
Man,
Well, let's be clear. Let's be clear about this too. Let me rewind it a couple more seconds. And I don't know how long is Awesome on? Awesome was on for damn 20 till 46. We at 22. So shit. Another 23 minutes. Anyway, let's be clear about this. A lot of the ratchet bitches that he's talking about only have a roof over their head because of the government assistance and Section 8 and shit. So let's not act like a lot of these bitches don't got a roof over their head for that reason. And because there's so many resources for single mothers to have a roof over their head. So let's not really play that game.
Listen, bro, I'm listening to this story and this situation. You're talking about the women and all of these things,
Mhm.
but a woman could easily judge you from your situation. I
Yeah.
mean, weren't you homeless at one point in time?
Yes.
I mean, you didn't have a roof over your head, but you
Yes.
judging her for her wig and her hair. So,
Yes.
I mean, what would you have to say about that?
Man, I've been homeless 3 times, dog. I've been homeless. I've been to prison 3 times. I've been to the pits, and I've been to the pinnacle. And so none of it matters to me. I remember Kendra, my cousin had an opportunity to watch the live that I did. She didn't know, and she watched them yesterday. And one of the things you said, "Also, we have to have money to talk like that." I remember you said that. And all I gotta do is just be a man. See that?
Facts. Now that's like it's certain things that he say that I don't agree with, and it's certain things he say I agree with, and that's but what he just said right there is facts, and that's what a lot of people don't understand about manhood. My manhood, it's not based on money. A man having confidence shouldn't be based on money because I mean, you can lose the money. So what? You not confident no more? You ain't a man no more. The same thing I always say about man lost his job. He don't feel like a man because like bro, if having a job is what made you feel like a man, you wasn't a man to begin with. It's not about just money or having a job. It's a mental state, you know. It's just about character and who you are as a person. Your manhood shouldn't be able to be stripped by anybody, and damn sure it shouldn't be able to be stripped by a boss firing you, or you losing some money, or somebody robbing you of your money, or scamming you out your money, or you see what I'm saying? Like there's ups and downs in life. Your manhood shouldn't have ups and downs. Like I'm a man. I'm a man rich. I'm a man homeless. Real men aren't defined by money. Confident people aren't defined by their current status. If they're genuinely confident in who they are as a person. It's not about the clothes, the cars, the hoes, the popularity contest. It's just who you are as a person. Now, what Kendra now let me flip it though. From the female perspective, she's right. He's right. Kendra is right because what I just said, us men understand, women don't understand it. Everything I just broke down about manhood, most men, well, I don't know if it's more, but more men than not understand that on some level. Women don't get that. So, and this is why women weren't ever supposed to be picking their mate anyway. But women are in a position of power to pick their mate now in society. And they don't understand what I just broke down. So, from the female power position, yeah, nigga, you homeless. The fuck you talking about? You ain't got no money. You can't talk with all this confidence and authority. Now, he can talk with that confidence and authority because, a manhood. But from the female perspective, they're not going to take this serious. Even if he is a serious, solid dude and he's legit in his manhood. From the female perspective, this nigga's a clown. You see what I'm saying? So he came on the show asking for a young, fit, submissive woman with no kids in a homeless shelter. Yeah, but like that's probably look, that's probably not gonna happen. Because from the female perspective in the position of power, um, she like, nigga, you don't even got nothing. Why and you old too? Like, you're not a bad looking guy, but it's like, no, why would I fuck with you, nigga? Most women not gonna fuck with you in that position. If you a 44-year-old man with nothing, you probably it's not impossible, but the chance of you pulling some young, fit, childless woman is slim to none, bro. I ain't saying it's impossible, but if a woman got the power to pick, she's not picking that, bro. Most women aren't picking that. You know, I mean, most guys probably wouldn't pick it for their daughter. I mean, you in a homeless shelter at 44. That I mean, I'm gonna be real. Yeah, I wouldn't pick you for my daughter. If I had a 25-year-old single daughter and I was trying to vet a man to be with her, I wouldn't pick a 44-year-old man in a homeless shelter. I'm not shitting on you as a person. I'm just saying I wouldn't pick you for my daughter. Couldn't, in good faith, hand my daughter over to a homeless man. Not that you any less of a man. You may be a bigger, stronger man than me, but until you can demonstrate that in some way, at least on a basic level of having an apartment, yeah, I'm not giving my daughter to you. So I'll say, I'll say this: no matter how great of a man he is, it was a ridiculous ask for him to ask for basically the most desirable woman in the dating market as a 44-year-old man in a homeless shelter. That's fucking absurd based on all metrics. But let's let's continue.
Lives that I did, she didn't know, and she watched them yesterday. And one of the things that you said, you said, also, we have to have money to talk like that. I remember you said that. No, all I gotta do is just be a man. That's the difference between masculinity and fake masculinity because you let the money make you. See, I've been down, I've been up, and I know for a fact that I can get anything that I've ever wanted. I just have to figure out a different way to do it because I have to make sure I'm here for my daughter. So I couldn't let her down. So yeah, I can say whatever I want, trade respectfully, because I'm that nigga for real.
So
I feel him. I like the confidence. I mean, yeah, he can say whatever. Yeah, he can say whatever he wants. Free country. He can say whatever you want. Um, but see, here's the thing. Here's the thing, man. I'm not really a shit talker. I mean, I am a shit talker for this channel, but if you gonna talk shit, you gotta have the results, bro. If you gonna talk your shit, I'm not saying not be confident, regardless of what your position is. Be confident, love yourself, all that. But if you're gonna get on the internet and talk shit, your circumstances got to match all this boss dominant talk. It do, man. It just do, or other people aren't gonna take it serious. Not to say that you should look for others' validation, but you just got to know nobody's gonna take this shit serious. So if nobody gonna take it serious, you might as well just keep it inside and not talk all this shit. Because what's the point? I mean, I get he's just being himself, but it's like, bruh, you got duct tape on your wall on your pictures. It just don't add up, man. It just don't add up. I'm not saying he's not who he is, but just zip it, bro. Just zip it when it come to all the bravado.
real
And
quick,
that's
bro.
why. Yeah.
Okay, so my clarity when I said that, it was because of the request of what you were asking.
Yes.
Because what was the age range you wanted again?
At that particular, it was, what did I say, Ken? I said, you asked me would I date a woman that was 23 or 25. I think I said yes. And
I
I
think
said,
it
I
was
think
a
it was
younger
24 to
woman.
46, something like that.
Okay, it was a younger woman,
Yeah.
and I know she has to be black. Now,
Yes.
before I go into that, where's
Go
your
ahead.
9-month-old? Where's your baby girl?
Oh, Gizmo sleep right now. She
She
actually,
sleep.
she's actually, thank the creator, she sleeps through the night now a lot more for me. And my baby done flew in town so many times, she stay out of town. Only thing she really wanted is for me to flatter, is for me to come live with her. But I don't want to, that's not, in the cards as of right now. I want to do things in the way that I see fit.
Okay, let's talk about it. So he's with a woman. She's black, whatever. She's I think 44, divorced with a kid, a grown kid. And she's traveling back and forth. I don't know where she lived, but she's traveling to him. Oh, I guess she said 13 hours away. So she's coming in and out of town 13 hours away to come fuck with him. Um, I think he might be tall. He's a handsome guy. I think he's tall. He's well dressed. Um, so that's what pulled her, I guess. But you gotta ask yourself this. Let's break this down. Obviously, I'm not saying Awesome's a bad guy, but he's not really in the position to even really be trying to date until he get his shit all the way together. I'll say that at his age. So you gotta ask yourself, what does it say about the woman that she wanna come fuck with me and drive 13 hours for me and I don't even got my shit together? So do I really wanna fuck with a woman who willing to fuck with me when I ain't all when I'm not together myself? Those are the type of conversations you have to have with yourself at this age. Like, do I even want a woman whose standards are so low she would fuck with me when I just got out the homeless shelter? I'm trying to articulate this correctly because I'm coming from the female perspective when I'm saying this. Yeah, you know, because I'm because I know how women look at things when it comes to status and things like that, and how old a man is and what he has to offer and things like that. So, is this really a woman that I want to fuck with? Like, we always talk about like we want a woman that's gonna ride or die for us and love us for us and not love us for what we could do for them. Which honestly, to some extent, is unrealistic. It's in a woman's nature to want a man who can provide something. I get it. But like I always talk about, men provide a bunch of shit to women, even if he don't got a job. And a man can be an asset to a woman's life, even if he doesn't have a job. So, how can I put this? I guess I'm not gonna penalize her because she's at the bottom of the barrel. She's a 44-year-old woman. So maybe I should give her respect because she's doing what I tell these other women to do, just accept your lot in life at this point. So maybe she realizes, look, I'm old, I'm washed up, I got a kid, I'm divorced, I gotta take what I can get. So let me get the best. How can I word this? Let me get the best low value man I can get at this point since I'm the bottom of the barrel. Let me get a man who's low value now, but he got the drive and ambition to pick himself up and he got leadership skills. So you know what? I'm not gonna knock her. She's trying to work with what she got based on the sexual marketplace value, based on her sexual marketplace value. And I can see Awesome, he has some manhood about him. He do. So honestly, it probably was. It may be a good investment for her to travel back and forth to him and try to see what's up with bro. But he said something about she wants him to move in with her. Nah, bruh. That power dynamic is all the way off, and that's why he declined, and rightfully so. If anything, she come move with you when you get your shit together. You don't go move in with the bitch. Now, certain situations where dudes do gotta move in with a bitch, they down bad. Hey, do what you gotta do to come up, get yourself together. Don't use people. I don't believe in using women. If you gonna get with a woman to get on your feet, let the genuine connection be there as well. So if I need a place to stay, I'm not just gonna get with a bitch I don't like to use her for a place to stay, then get on my feet and then bounce on her because that's poor character. So I'm gonna actually genuinely trying to find a bitch I fuck with and then come up, use her assistance to come up. But then when I come up, I ain't gonna leave her because I genuinely fuck with you. But all right, I'm about to go upstairs and get something to eat. I don't want to miss nothing, so I'm gonna play something else. Let's get the donations up. I don't know how long I've been on. Oh, it's almost an hour. Let's get the donations up. Cash App, PayPal, Streamlabs all at the top of the chat. And I'm gonna keep playing this. I'll be right back.
Two single folks. They found one another attractive. What you think gonna happen? Shout out to Mr. X talking about back in the biblical days, they weren't sitting there just playing tiddlywinks. They weren't sitting there praying the horny away. You can't pray it away, huh? What do they say? You can't deny your flesh. You got to tame it. Something like that.
Girl.
It's a no. It's a no.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, and I'm like, okay, maybe that's just the way he talks. I'm like, and then he goes like, yeah, when I date a girl, he told me he's like, I want them to like they don't have to worry about anything. I'll take care of everything, but I want them to call me daddy. Now I'm not against calling a man daddy, like that's not powerful,
Right.
but first meeting, first date, first weekend, I don't know.
But the language to say,
Yeah, let's get this clear. The dude is clearly a simp of some sort. He did way too much. The juice was not worth the squeeze. Like, you should be able to get Kudakata in your hometown. This ain't nothing to write home about. You flying to her, then you taking her on vacation in hopes of getting Kudakata. Like, if she didn't sleep with you on that when you first got there, it's a losing battle. She pegged you. You're like, what kind of man is flying to me? What kind of man want to take me on vacation? Women think like this. What kind of man is what they will ask themselves.
Mr. X don't hurt them. Yes, these women's intuition may be all on the fritz and wonky, but they gonna keep telling y'all they gonna put you in the lane. She gonna be like, dang, that nug ninja. Shoot, we ate ramen noodles at his cousin's crib and he beat on the couch. This ninja gonna fly and pay, and she gonna scratch her wig and place you in the simp column. She said the ninja trying to take her to Bali for another photo shoot. And she responded, I'm happy that you are interested in me, but you still got to pay this money. Technical freaking foul.
cat. That's just too explicit. It's explicit language. And to me, he's also testing you to see how far he can push his boundaries. And if you laughed it off and you didn't say anything about it and you went with it, which you did because you even entertained the conversation about Bali, he already knows. Hey, I could I could push up on her kind of thing.
Right.
And I'm sure, did he try to push up on you?
Okay, so we're gonna get to that part.
Yeah, because I know that's coming.
So the next day we did go to church together. We went to church together. We had a lunch date right after church. Everything was going well until he did try to kiss me. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. And so I rejected the kiss, but he still was like, hey, I still want to pursue you. I said, okay, but I need to make this clear to you. Like, I am on an abstinence journey. Like, this is where I'm at right now. And are you okay with that? He said, yeah, I'm very much okay with that.
Yeah, this guy, either she's lying, that's always an option, fellas, but for the sake of the show, we're going to take her word. This guy, he's asking to kiss her. Fellas, you should not, and we talk about kissing. A woman, if she's into you, she's trying to kiss on you, all right, all that, rub you down, gok, she all over you. Like, you should not be having to beg for a kiss, and you just took her on vacation.
You should listen. In this instance, she should be applying so much feminine pressure. You supposed to, God dang, like Mr. X said, y'all got the game effed up. This is why HQ and women are like believe that ninjas out here always pandering and begging. No, man, your woman's supposed to be pestering you. Your woman's supposed to be like what's the sister off Married with Children? Peggy. You supposed to be Al. She's supposed to be Peggy. Look, yeah, that's a classic type ish. Yeah, not Marcy and Jefferson. No.
Yeah, I'm very much okay with that.
That just made him want him. Oh, a challenge? Oh, okay. I'm gonna really get her now. Yeah.
Right. Mind you, yes, somebody said a wolf in sheep's clothing because, mind you, he says he's okay with that. We go for, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. And I'm like, at this point, in my brain, I'm getting a little excited. I'm like, okay, you're willing to pay for both me and my friend. I'm abstinent. You say you're okay with that, all the things. Until he had made another sexual innuendo comment, and I addressed it at that point. I was like,
what did he say? What was this comment?
It was like something like, he was like, oh, I don't want to make you uncomfortable by telling you that I would want to dick you down, but I'm like,
But yeah, she's wonderful. She's matter of fact, she may wake up in the next couple hours. So ain't she here, cuz? But Kendra, you should know me well enough to know I don't cap. Like
Okay,
that's
so
the
one
one
more
thing about
question.
me.
So what is your living situation now?
Oh, I got an apartment.
You got
Yeah.
an apartment. Okay. So yeah, I was saying that you need money for like that because you were talking big. And normally women do bypass a lot of things
Yes.
when men have a certain coin. So that's when I
Right.
said that. So you're saying the woman you got, it was a petite black. Well, no, you didn't get the woman you described though, because I do still stand on what I said.
Go ahead.
Because woman you described is not the woman that you have.
Well, I would say this. A lot of times we may not necessarily recognize our blessings the way they come. We may, you may see a certain thing and the creator, you know what I mean, pushes it to you a certain way. However, her, you know, who she is speaks volumes as a person. I've seen her ride for me. She put my daughter, the birthday, she threw my daughter. I put it on Gizmo and the Goon. I put it all up, Kendra. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just didn't want to, I don't want her to go through, because I don't mind the fire. None of this stuff don't matter to me. But it
Apparently, she make over 100K too. The woman that he got, the 44-year-old woman with the kid and the divorce under her belt. That goes to show that women with 100K don't got the same buying power on the dating market as men with 100K. Because as a 100K woman, she still had to get with a nigga that just got out the homeless shelter. Respect to awesome. But y'all get the point I'm trying to make.
does affect her. And so she's, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to ever put her in a situation where she's uncomfortable, because she's a professional woman at that. You know what I'm saying? She's a woman, she's a professional
How
woman.
old are you again,
Yes.
Awesome?
I'm 44. I turned 45 May 3rd.
And how old is your woman?
She's 43.
Okay, yeah. So yes, I stand. You're proving my point.
Yes.
Okay, that woman makes sense. When you were on the show and I said you gotta have money, stuff like that, you mentioned a younger girl with no kids,
Yes.
and I stand corrected. Any woman between the age of 25 to 30 that is gonna date an older man and that is attractive as you described
Yes.
and petite, she's gonna do it for the money. A woman between that age with no kids is not dating a man 40 plus up if the money's not involved. So I stand corrected. I mean,
Okay.
I stand right. I stand right.
Well, respectfully, here's why I would say your argument is flawed. Because number one, I never even had, I had women checking for me all the time. I like the value that she brings. And so I wasn't gonna block the blessing. And then on top of that, I'm gonna be honest with you, baby girl, really, if I ever decide to post her, you know what I'm saying? If there's ever a circumstance, brother's gonna be like, yeah, okay, black man. Because I ain't gonna step out with nothing that ain't like
No,
that. I'm
listen,
just not
here's the
gonna do it.
deal. I think, listen, I don't know the woman that you're with, but I'm quite sure she's beautiful and amazing, all those things. But there's key things that are different. A, she's
Yes.
older, which is not, I mean, I'm 46, she's 43, so she's in her 40s. Women in their 40s are different than the women who are 25 to 30. You already said she already has kids or has a
No,
child.
she had one.
One child, was once married. So these are two different women that you described. And I do think that woman is, I mean, like even you agree, she's more fitting for you, but that's not who you described when you were on the show. You made it very clear you would not date a woman that had a child. So I'm happy that
I
you
said a
didn't
bastard. Respectfully, Kendra, I said a bastard child.
yeah,
That was important.
okay.
Like,
Okay.
you know, like how the child got here. She's not a rare woman in no regard. Her son is a genius. He's going to be like.
Oh, that's kind of irrelevant, bro. Her son being a genius don't got nothing to do. Like if you wanted a woman with no kids, her son being a genius don't really okay. Like, so he losing me with this shit. With the son of genius part. Like, okay, that what that got to do with your relationship?
Whatever it's not a typical situation. And so that's a situation. Her situation is rare because she's a very rare lady, and I have to big that up. The most times there is no so it put like this: if another black man were to deal with a woman like this under normal circumstances, it would be a no-win situation. You know what I'm saying? Because he would have all, as I said, he would get all of the responsibility, but none of the credit, none of the authority. And so with this particular situation, her son is grown. He's on his way to. There's a lot of things that benefit, and he's already had his upbringing is complete. So the value that she's brung and what she's done with my daughter and for what she's done for me, I have to always recognize that. And I'm a man who's going to be receptive and appreciative at all times, because you never know how the creator want to send something to you. So you know what I mean? So there's that.
Okay. Well, are you ever gonna show her to the world?
I may do that. I definitely may do that to a certain degree. I'm not questioning, because there's some things that we have to work out. Sometimes she can get a little mouthy, so she might block her own blessings.
She already get mouthy. I mean, look, this why I say, man, they pretty much all get mouthy. I ain't gonna say all. 90% of them gonna get mouthy, and to an extent. I mean, you got to give a little grace for a woman having a bad day or something. I don't expect any woman to be perfect or to never say anything slick, because that's just not realistic. But at least give me 80% solid submission, femininity. You know, give me 80, 85. But yeah, if she already get mouthy, and just let that go, man. See, it's conditional femininity. She wants Awesome to move with her and all this, so she's playing nice girl until she can get what she want. But then when she cohabitate with you, that's when the true her come out. A lot of these women can put on a nice girl act for 6 months, a year, 2 years. Once you give them everything they want, that's when it start going downhill. Whether that's a marriage, kids. Usually, once they get the kid and the marriage, that's when they start getting disrespectful. Because I mean, what else do they? They don't have any other reason to respect you. They got everything they wanted out of you.
So you better start paying attention, baby. Don't lose the best thing that ever happened to you. That's number one.
Where's she at right
So
now?
she back at home, black man.
Okay.
She was here. She drove into town 13 hours for me. Let me say this, man. Y'all got excuse me. See, a lot of let me get ribs. My daughter sleep. See, a lot of niggas never had a woman. They never really been men, so they never really had a woman move for them like this. So they don't understand it because they can't quantify it because they like, well, wait a minute. How can he speak like this? How can he have this bravado? How can he do this and a woman do this for him? And it's because I'm not you. See, most of you guys is soft. You know what I'm saying? And you was raised to be soft, and it's
Look at Trey. So look. I'm not saying I'm the strongest man in the world, this and that, but when it comes to a woman got to show me something, man. Far as some type of submission on some level. I ain't talking about perfect submission, but I'm just not. Look, if you ain't gonna let me be a man, I'm just not gonna be with you. If you're not even at least showing me that you trying to let me be a man in a relationship, ain't no point. I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it. And the truth is, i- if it wasn't for the children, most men wouldn't do it. I don't talk about this a lot. There's a lot of real niggas. I hate to use that word. Let me not use that word. There's a lot of solid brothers who are stuck in a marriage, in a relationship, and they just sticking it out only for the kids' sake. They don't want to be with this woman no more. And they are man enough to leave, but they're also man enough to stay, if that makes sense, for the children. Like even if the children move out, they just want to maintain that, how can I put this? That structure, that discipline. They want to show their children your mom and dad stuck it out through the thick and thin. You know, you make your family work. You don't break the family up. Even no, like you don't break the family up. There's certain cultures and stuff you just don't break the family up. Period. I don't give a fuck what the situation is. That's one thing you just never do. It's not even on the table. So I get both arguments. It take a real man to leave, and it also take a real man to stay. Like I honestly get both arguments. Ah, it's a difficult thing to navigate. Is there honor in withstanding disrespect from a woman just to keep your family together? That's what I want to ask y'all. Can we vote? I know I only got like 6 people in here. So, can somebody let me know something in the chat? Anybody? Is there honor in staying with a disrespectful woman to keep your family together? Please, can I get some answers? I got 9 people. I got 10 people watching on Rumble. 7 people watching on YouTube. Can somebody answer that? Yes or no? Is there honor in keeping your family together, even though you with a disrespectful woman? Anyway, let me hold on. Let me finish chewing my food. I'm gonna let that marinate, and then I got something else I want to touch on before I press play. Okay. Hold on. I must have pressed the wrong button. All right, we back. So this is what I wanted to touch on real quick. I mean, yeah, at least 80% of men look, they don't know what it's like to have a woman be really, really into them and move mountains to come see him and stuff. 80 to 90% of men, honestly, sadly, will never experience that. So he's right about that. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's because they weak or because they this or that. It's just most women don't find most men attractive enough to move mountains for. So he's right though. Most men don't know what it's like to have a woman do any and everything for you and drive 13 hours just to see you for 20 minutes. Yeah, 90% of men, I'll say 90% of men will never know anything about that. So yeah, they don't know. Yeah, that's why like the typical beta dudes, they could never understand the alpha perspective, or they couldn't before the red pill blew up. Let me reword that. It's not beta and alpha. Most men over the years could have never understood the perspective of a man who got bitches on deck and he could just throw away bad bitches like it's nothing, because most men will never experience that. They can learn about it now through the red pill, but yeah, those are two different worlds, two different ways of thinking. Yeah.
Niggas never had a woman. They never really been men, so they never really had a woman move for them. Like
Say this, I hate to keep stopping it, but let me say this. You can't be a man to a woman. You can't be a proper man to a woman if if you're scared of losing her. Any man who's scared to lose his woman isn't leading that woman properly. Simple and plain. I'm gonna say it again. Any man who's scared to lose the woman he's with is not leading his woman properly and being a proper man to that woman. I don't want to break it down, but y'all get what I'm saying, I hope.
Yeah, right
so,
now.
she back at home, black man.
Okay.
She was here. She drove into town 13 hours for me. Let me say this, man. Y'all got excuse me. See, a lot of let me get ribs. My daughter sleep. See, a lot of niggas never had a woman. They never really been men, so they never really had a woman move for them like this. So they don't understand it because they can't quantify it because they like, well, wait a minute. How can he speak like this? How can he have this bravado? How can he do this and a woman do this for him? And it's because I'm not you. See, most of you guys is soft. You know what I'm saying? And you was raised to be soft, and this country loves soft black men. It loves soft black men because these men, we're the only race of men that want to be behind. We told to stand behind women. I don't stand behind no woman. And she know that. And she make over 100 grand. And I tell her all the time, cuz am I capping? No. Cuz am I capping? No. Okay. So there's
So the cousin in the background sound like the typical ratchet black chick. The fact that she even chiming in, I mean, I could just hear the bravado in the cousin voice in the background chuckling and shit. Like feeding into this like I'm gonna take a shot in the dark, awesome, and say your cousin wouldn't be a good dating option for a good black man. But I could be wrong.
that want to be behind. We told to stand behind women. I don't stand behind no woman. And she know that. And she make over 100 grand. And I tell her all the time, cuz am I capping? No. Cuz am I capping? No. Okay. So there's that. So there's nothing about me that's fake. There's nothing about me that's everything about me, Kendra, is the truth. And so what I believe is there are black women that can, whether they agree or disagree, I believe there are women that say, you know what? I can respect, even if I don't like it, you know I'm not a phony. And you know that I'm gonna stand in the fire. And you've seen how I've raised my daughter. Like I said, I could have made another choice, right? But I chose to see this through with her. And it was the best decision I ever made because she saved my life. My daughter saved my life. And so I wouldn't be here if she wasn't here. So can't nobody tell me nothing. Not these silly ass. See, these people talk about the chat full of, man, fuck them people. Who are them people? Them people don't know me. And them people, last time I said, they've never even seen a guy. They've never met a guy as dynamic and charismatic as this. We cross my legs on that. They never met a guy like me. They don't even know what a real man look like. They don't even know that they don't have to ask for a provider. Kendra, I gave all the game up when I was here. A real man is his love, it's his pride, it's his crown jewel to provide for a woman who's under his authority. But before that, he got to bring order. If he ain't bringing no order, ain't no providing.
He cooking right here. He cooking right here. If it ain't no order, ain't no provider. I mean, I would say the best thing a man brings to a woman's life is order, even more so than money. Order and structure and discipline. Here's a problem though. Here's the problem. A lot of these dudes, man, not fit to lead. See, there's too much emphasis on money and macho man bravado. Now, women put the emphasis on money. Men put the emphasis on money too. But men also put a lot of weight in. I'm poking my chest out. I'm dropping my nuts. I'm a man. I'm standing on this. I'm standing on that. I speak with bass in my voice. Yeah, all that performative shit is cool, bruh. But like your character not solid. See, there's some broke dudes who are more fit to lead women than a lot of these rich dudes. There's some physically weak dudes, or let me not say physically weak. There's some dudes who might be kind of soft when it come to like bucking up and fist fighting and shit like that, who more fit to lead a woman than a lot of these tough guys. See, as a man, if you're gonna talk this leadership, you don't gotta be perfect or nothing like that. But you can't be an alcoholic. You can't be a gambling degenerate. It's certain basics you have to be fit to lead a woman. And honestly, I'll even give leeway on the money. Even if you broke, there's some broke dudes who are fit to lead a woman more so than a lot of dudes with money. So I wouldn't even say money is a requirement, but the character is an absolute must. If you don't got a solid ass character, and I just sum it up as a solid ass character, then you're not fit to lead a woman, bro. If you an alcoholic, you ain't fit to lead a woman, bro. If you smoke weed every day, in my opinion, you're not fit to lead a woman, bro. It ain't about how much money you got, but if you spending money on weed, liquor, and Jordans, and the light bill late, you ain't fit to lead a woman, bro. Because that's not about how much money you got. It's just about how you manage money and how responsible you are. You got to be responsible to be fit to lead a woman. So a lot of these dudes out here don't deserve a woman just because of what I'm saying about this stuff. It ain't about height, looks, money. You don't got the fundamentals to even be fit to lead a woman, bro. So yeah, that that's the missing part.
But before that, he got to bring order. If he ain't bringing no order, ain't no providing. That's that. So I want my people to be, I would love to see my women with their men. But if y'all can't get in line, what you're going to do is you're going to put yourself in a position where you're going to be X'd out the box. Now, that's okay with you. That's fine as well, too. That ain't
Facts. Now he said something. Hey, now that was a word. He said, "Now if y'all don't want to get in line, you're gonna find yourself X'd out of the equation, and we'll just get us a Colombian, a white woman." I forgot who said this. He said, "The black seed is gonna carry on one way or another, at least for another generation, with or without black women getting in line, because we'll put our seed in a white woman and create a black baby. I mean, a black man basically is gonna create a black baby. If a black man reproduce with white women, the baby is still gonna be looked at as black." Fuck all that mulatto shit, man. Most people they don't recognize that shit. That's a black girl and a black boy, a light skinned black boy and black girl. If a black man put his seed in a Colombian, that's a black kid. And so the black man isn't held. A black man isn't trapped with just dating black women to carry on his legacy and seed. Whatever we put our seed in is gonna push out a black baby. So either way, y'all could be down with this shit, or y'all could get left behind, black women. And my word is, it's time to leave them behind, brothers. It's time to leave them behind.
where you're going to be X'd out the box. Now, that's okay with you. That's fine as well, too. That ain't going to make nobody no difference.
I think there's two things. And
Yes, ma'am.
I think that there's
Let's look at. Hold on, let me rewind it a little bit. Let's check out Trey face. Trey is exhausted. Look at Trey face after he finished that little talking point. Check out Trey face the whole time.
I want my people to be, I would love to see my women with their men. But if y'all can't get in line, what you're going to do is you're going to put yourself in a position where you're going to be X'd out the box. Now, that's okay with you. That's fine as well, too. That ain't going to make nobody no difference.
I think there's two things. And
Yes, ma'am.
I think that there's we're 2025. We're, this is a new world when it comes to dating. Many years ago, women couldn't have jobs. They didn't have their own money. They tolerated a lot of things, whether they wanted to or not, from men. And that's not really the case anymore.
Here we go. It's always coming with this negative argument of you got to tolerate. You don't think we got to tolerate y'all too? Like neither one of us are perfect. Men aren't perfect. Women aren't perfect. So this narrative of women had to tolerate this, and we had to tolerate your punk ass and all your bullshit too since the beginning of mankind, and still do today. I hate when they come from this perspective as we're just these perfect saints and we had to put up with these men. No, you're just as bad, if not worse, as men when it comes to putting up with bullshit. So what are you talking about? And not only did we have to put up with your bullshit since the beginning of the time, we had to protect and provide that whole time in the process of dealing with your bullshit. So what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
But I think that, you did talk about the men who you feel aren't meant to. So I think you are kind of equal opportunity to both genders.
Yes, ma'am.
But I think I stand with Trey. We won't stand this too long. I appreciate your transparency, of you telling us how your past, how you've been to prison a few times. But I guess it's hard for everybody. How many times?
Several.
Okay, so you've been to prison several times.
Several.
You have 2 baby mamas.
Yep.
You have your last baby mama was a woman who we still don't really know, but some people felt as though maybe, I don't want to talk about her because I don't know, but
No, go ahead, speak.
some people thought that maybe your child's mother was on substance abuse.
I said that.
Oh, you said that. Okay, so that's the truth. Okay, so with that,
You got some problems, yes.
So with that resume, awesome. You don't see how you would be categorized as ratchet?
Kids, all that's true. I'm also a man, let me show my books out of there. I'm also a man who's very pleased. Thank you. Yes, I'm also a man who's very read. I'm also a man who done counted $877,000 by hand. So I've seen it all. And so my circumstances have I could allow my circumstance to break me, Kendra. Like there's very few men who don't drink, who don't smoke, who have been through the things that I've been through, and that can literally stand tall and be able to give this information to young black men so that way they can use that information for their own growth and development. Like that's what I'm about. I would never want another man. That's why the only thing that I did regret is when I said anybody who get therapy is whatever I said along those lines. Black man, if you need therapy, get that. They don't. Austin was wrong on that. Austin was wrong. I don't want nobody to. Thank you, cuzzo.
Especially, do you get therapy?
No, but I'm the realest nigga on the planet. I don't need no. I go to God, bro. Cuzzo, I'm not cuzzo. Excuse me. I just finished this one. My hand acting up. I just finished this one. This is Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. I haven't finished this one right here. My hand. Excuse me. So this is cuzzo just grabbed me a couple. What I'm saying is, Kendra, I'm a man who reads. I'm a man who's very focused. I have the ability to concentrate for long periods of time.
But yeah, he's probably a special guy. I mean, even though he's not in the best position, like he's probably a special guy. But Kendra asks, like, wouldn't you be considered ratchet? Well, yes. Like I already said it at the beginning. To some extent, yes, he is ratchet. Is awesome way better than the average ratchet woman? Hell yeah. But it's like what I said. You can't compare men and women. You just can't compare. Is he more intelligent than most ratchet women? Yes. Does he have more structure and discipline than most ratchet women? A trillion times more. You see what I'm saying? Like, but yes, she's right. He is ratchet, but it's not the same, Kendra. I'm sorry. It's just not the same. When the last time you think the average ratchet woman, 90% of ratchet women read a book that wasn't some like, some Zane book, some sex bullshit book. I'm talking about an actual book like, yeah, like some shit like that, Outwitting the Devil. Like, come on, think about it. Think about it. The average ratchet woman can't even talk as long as he's talking and make as much sense as he's making. It's just, there's no comparison.
I'm healthy. I'm exercising. I'm always keeping. I'm rare in so many regards that no one can ever. I'm not a man who can be broken because I've been broken. So being broken, and I mentioned this to you, I'm one of the people who can admit that. Like I've lost so much in my life, but those things have hardened me, and so those things have shaped me, and they allow me to stand. They allow me to stand tall during turbulent times. So you won't see me bashing women like these cornball niggas on these podcasts who really just corn. Let me just say this, Kendra, respectfully. I know sometimes I rant. Most of you, Kendra was right. A lot of you niggas is something. You can't get a woman at all, and you get on here and you dog your own women, and then what you do is you highlight the black women specifically, and you don't act like white women. Listen, them bitches is nasty and ratchet too. Call it all, my nigga. Stop just trying to dog out black women. If you're gonna do a reaction video, stop just picking your own women. I hate that shit, Kendra. So I'm definitely with you in that regard.
Well, for one, let's not even call them the B word at that.
Who?
I don't like that at all.
Okay, I call a bitch a bitch. That's how I talk,
No,
brother.
we're
Awesome.
not doing that.
That's how I trade respectfully. This is my interview. That's how I talk. I call a bitch a
I'm
bitch.
hosting right now, and I don't like that.
Right.
Okay,
Okay.
brother,
So
I
listen,
respect that,
yeah.
but I don't like nobody. Okay, brother, you know what? Because I'm trying to respect.
Yeah.
See,
Let's
see,
just,
Kendra,
yeah,
you nothing, bro.
yeah, because what I would say, as he's host, and he has the right to disconnect if he wants to disconnect. So if he's
Okay, that would be up to
uncomfortable,
him. I'm
I
content
know,
go.
I know. So
Trey couldn't take it no more. Trey couldn't take it no more. He called his queens bitches. He like, hold on, we ain't doing that, bruh. He ain't doing that. Hey, you know, I commend you, Trey, for standing up for what you believe in. But fuck these bitches, Trey. All right, let's break it down. Yeah, Trey was fed up. No, okay. Okay, let's talk about what Awesome said. And then we gotta address Trey. So Awesome was getting on the red pill guys for bashing women. And he said we just bash black women. Now, I don't think I see what you saying, Divine Photos, that pretty much only black women come on Kendra G. But I think he talking about um just the red pill community in general, like the black creators. Like me, I go over white women. And I always say it ain't just black women. But I go over white women. And I don't think I'm bashing. What's the difference? Let me ask y'all. What's the difference between bashing and holding these bitches accountable and clowning them for bullshit? Like when does bashing? I'm just trying to think if I could think of like a red pill content creator that I would say is bashing black women. What up, Sheila? Bashing black women. Um, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't watch a content creator who just. I guess the best way to put it is the bashing is justified. If they are bashing them, it's justified. I don't know if it's wrong to bash a demon. That's the best way I could put it. But yeah, well, I guess to address what he said, I go over all races of women. I talk about female nature in general. Black women are just the most extreme case. Oh, did Kevin hate the word what bashing? Oh, what word, Marion? What word did Kevin hate? Are you talking about Kevin Samuels, or am I lost? Or I think you're talking about Kevin Samuels. What what word did he hate, Mariam? Shout out to all the rare Bellas in the house. Um, but okay, I addressed the red pill content creation thing. So let's talk about Trey. He that's where Trey draws the line, calling women bitches. Some men really get triggered by the idea of a man calling a woman a bitch. So let's talk about it. Okay, Kevin Samuels, the word bashing. Yeah. Um, look, I talked about this earlier in the stream. Name calling isn't necessary. I do it for entertainment purposes a little bit or to just emphasize my point. Um, but I can admit it, it's not really necessary to get my point across. I have a big enough vocabulary to get across what I'm trying to say without calling a woman a bitch. But words have meanings for a reason. The word bitch exists for a reason. It's to identify a certain type of woman. So I don't know if I'm just inherently against the word bitch when referring to a woman. I'm definitely not against it, especially if a woman fits that definition. Um, can it be described as classless and tasteless to refer to a woman as a bitch? Yes, it can accurately be described as that. I wouldn't argue with somebody if they said, you know, RB, you're being classless and tasteless by referring to women as bitches, even if they are acting like bitches. You should use a different vernacular. I would be like, you know what, you're right, but it's still fuck these bitches. But I totally see where you're coming from, and to an extent, you're definitely right. Oh yeah. Oh, shout out to Drake line. He said, yeah, Drake said, I don't call women beat bitches, but the bitches love it. Yeah, facts. Women call each other bitches all the time. So this whole idea that women can call each other bitches, but a man can't call them I mean, it's just absurd. And if you were gonna make that argument, you would make it towards women who don't call themselves bitches, because at that point you just look stupid, Trey. So you trying to defend the honor of what? Black women or just women in general? What we doing? See, ah, oh yeah, of course, men call. Oh yeah, women call men way worse than bitches. I mean, they call men every name in the book just for not having a lot of money. You know, when men call women bitches, you know, it's usually for character reasons. But here's the thing: I try to keep everything in context. When I call women bitches, I'm usually talking about bitches. Now I know some guys who just call everyone, just all women are bitches. I mean, I don't agree with that. Or not that I, how can I put it? Because sometimes I say all women are kind of bitches to an extent. But what I'm saying is, I don't use that word in a super general way. Like I just refer to all women as bitches. But look, I see both sides on this argument. As I said earlier, Sheila says my late brother's ex-wife was a B, and I'm not sorry for saying that. She was a foul woman. Oh yeah, like like I said, the word bitch exists for a reason. It's to describe a evil, foul, demonic woman. But that's a lot of words when I could just say bitch. I could say a evil, vile, disgusting, despicable woman, but that's just a lot of unnecessary words when I could just say a bitch. I have the vocab to break it down, but it's just much easier to just say bitch. But let's talk about it from this angle. Awesome is on a public platform and using profanity isn't proper. Like I if we talk about manhood and what I would advise and you know men setting the example for the world in all areas, not just like working hard and beating people up or something. Uh Men are to set the example in all ways. So I agree. Awesome isn't speaking properly the way that he should be speaking in a way that's becoming of a man who's the leader of the world. I'll give him that. So there's just so many different angles with this. So I see where awesome is coming from. I see where awesome is coming from because these women that he's referring to are bitches. Um, and I see where Trey is coming from because it's just not a proper way to speak on a public platform and it represents yourself well. But what I disagree with, I don't agree with why Trey got triggered by it. Trey's probably right in that Awesome shouldn't be talking like this on this public platform that hundreds of thousands are going to see. But I just don't agree with why Trey is so mad at it. Maybe that's the best way to put it. Yeah, he got a YouTube channel, The Goon, Gizmo and the Goon. I checked it out a little bit. But let's watch that triggering one more time.
That's how I talk. I call a bitch a bitch specifically. And you don't act like white women. Listen, them bitches is nasty and ratchet too. Call it all, my nigga. Stop just trying to dog out black women. If you're gonna do a reaction video, stop just picking your own women. I hate that shit, Kendra. So I'm definitely with you in that regard.
Well, for one, let's not even call them the B word at that.
Who?
I don't like that at all.
Okay, I call a bitch a bitch. That's how I talk.
No, we're
Awesome.
not doing that.
That's how I trade respectfully. This is my interview. That's how I talk. I call a bitch a
I'm
bitch.
hosting right now, and I don't like that.
Right.
Okay, brother.
So
I
listen,
respect that, but I don't like nobody. Okay, brother. You know what? Because I'm trying to respect.
Yeah,
See,
let's
see,
just,
Kendra,
yeah,
she's not bro.
yeah, because I would say as he's co-hosting, he has the right to disconnect if he wants to disconnect. So if he's
Okay, that would be up to him. I'm
I know, I know. So I will let you have one call, but there's one thing I want to say if we
Yes, ma'am.
did here that I thought about while you were talking, and it goes back to the therapy. One thing you shared, and I think this was a big moment. Your mother was murdered by your father.
Yes.
And you blamed your mother.
Yes. Well, let me. Well, Kendra, that wouldn't be characterized correctly.
Okay.
What I do, I blame my father because he should have never married my mother. It was a bad bet. See, my mother got the security, the last name, my father didn't get. My father got children out, but he could have gotten that anyway. And so what he got for what he gave up, for the people didn't appreciate nor respect his sacrifice. And as a young man growing up in the streets, you know what I'm saying? I didn't necessarily come from the street because I had great parents, but I coveted and saw what I saw out there, and I wanted it, right? I'll tell you something, Kendra, and this is something that people don't know. They use. I've always said that they'll take your euphemisms and they'll take your culture, but they won't take you. That word bag that's used so cavalierly now, that was a word for illegal drugs from guys from Detroit. That the bag meant you had that bag, you had that work, and you had illegal narcotics, and you could get those from people. Bag was never meant for money. Bag had nothing to do with money. And anybody that's from that era knows what I'm talking about. So it's like what I've noticed is like how things shift. I just wanted to throw that in the terms of like stuff is backwards, and I like stuff in order because when you have order, you have some structure, and then you could get something done.
Right. I don't want to go on a tangent. I don't know if this is sensitive or not. And I'm sorry
That's
to
okay. Go
bring
ahead.
up
No,
this.
I'm not saying no.
But
Go ahead.
the fact in the last interview, because you were talking about a man
Yes.
shouldn't marry a woman that has kids, and you were like,
Mhm.
your father did it,
Yes.
ended up killing your mother,
Yes.
and had he never it's almost like you blamed your mother
Yes.
for the sense of being murdered by your father because he just shouldn't have married her.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, man. I mean, it was something in the Bible about a man's not even supposed to. I know a man's not supposed to marry a woman even if she was divorced. Look, this is the problem in America. Point blank, fucking period. This is the problem in America with dating and all this shit. A man not even supposed to fuck with a bitch if she not a virgin. Point blank, fucking period. Everything is all downhill after that. If she not a virgin, that like, listen, I'm not saying. Look, female nature is female nature. Even if she was a virgin and y'all spent 20 years together, there's still certain problems that come about, and it's still women can still divorce you even if she was a virgin when y'all got married or whatever. I get it, but a lot of these situations they're cursed from the beginning, bro. You're not even supposed to fuck with a bitch if she not a virgin. It was never meant for specifically a woman, but men and women. But we talking about women. It was never meant for a woman to ever be with more than one guy in her whole lifetime. It's cursed from that point. And I get certain, certain circumstances, stuff not work out. But all these situations where, man, you got situations where a woman done been with 10, 15 dudes, 5, 6, 7 dudes. That's absurd. That should be absurd. We live in an absurd society. Niggas is wifing up a bitch who already didn't had soul ties with 6, 7, 10, 15 other men. It's cursed from the start, bro. Marrying women who got kids from another man, it's cursed from the start.
Last interview, because you were talking about a man
Yes.
shouldn't marry a woman that has kids, and you were like,
Mhm.
your father did it, ended
Yes.
up killing your mother,
Yes.
and had he never it's almost like you blamed your mother
Yes.
for the sense of being murdered by your father because he just shouldn't have married her.
Well, here's what I will say this. First of all, I blame my father for taking a bad bet. Right? I blame him for taking a
But
bad
do you
bet.
blame your father for killing your mother?
Absolutely. He won't pull the trigger. And he killed himself too. Yeah. So yeah, for sure. You know
So do
what I'm
you
saying?
not okay? So also,
Let
not
me finish because I want to get
okay.
arrested respectfully. I blame myself as well because I was in prison. I mean, I told you I was in prison. And so I got into it with a guy about a basketball game. And I stabbed him in the eye about some bullshit. And that was in the hole. So when I get the news, I'm in the hole. This happened September 6, 2006. I got the news September 12th. And I was in the hole, right? And buried the max. And so I didn't get a chance to thank them and say goodbye. And you know what I'm saying? And be able to show the appreciation for what they had done for me because I became a man in there. And so they never got a chance to see the best version of me, right? So I hated that, right? So I blame myself because I know my father would have been able to hold on had his oldest boy would have been there to take the burden off him, right? So this is why I tell black men.
Let me touch on that, Divine Photos. These women say they want a masculine man. Now, okay. I'm not saying all masculine men are like awesome, but yeah, a lot of the stuff that these women say, it's like a contradiction. They want a masculine man, but they don't want a man like awesome. They don't want a man who's intense in his masculinity, and you can find a guy who's not. But look, if you getting with a masculine man, you getting on his program, you gonna do what he say. Like it's just that simple. So these women don't want what they're asking for real. I will say that. But yeah, the reason why Kendra keeps bringing them on because she sees it as content gold, and I think Kendra, a part of Kendra respects him. Women respect masculine dominant men, even if they say, "Oh, he's exhausting," and "Oh, he tired me out," or "He too much." But a part of their soul respects a man like this. Speak how he speak with authority. I don't care what nobody say. They respect that. These are the men that all these women are fucking for real. That they can't lock down. They say they like Trey, and because all the women were praising Trey on how he checked them and how he was a respectful man. But Trey is the type of man they cheat on. Granted, Awesome can get cheated on too. Any man can get cheated on. But the dude like Trey is the type of dude they cheat on quick with a bunch of different dudes. You know what I'm trying to say.
A lot of times, what I've noticed, kids, I'm gonna tell you something. Like, I don't want to use nobody specific because ain't nobody done nothing to me unless you come for smoke. But a lot of women, they say they want to provide, but they really just want somebody to take care of their child. They really want somebody to take care of their children because it's rough out here. And as soon as they're done with using his money and his resources, then all of a sudden you wish to leave him. And so what I will tell my daughter, this is why I told my daughter to get married. This is why I explained to her how important it was to put a premium on that, because now once you're somebody's wife, you're in a coveted position. And so therefore, your children, you have the covering of your husband, right? And it's important to have that. Now I know in this silly ass, stupid ass world that we live in, that none of these things matter because hey, let's have a free for all. You know what I mean? But there's consequences to that. And when you have children that don't have structure, I see it every day when I take my daughter to daycare. These children don't have structure. There's nobody there to give direction. There's nobody there to say, hey, sit your ass down. I told you. And so that's needed in our community more than the order that it brings, and not just women talking about they want a provider. Baby, you should be saying you want a man who brings order, a man who's in order with his God, whomever that may be, right? He's in order with himself, and you can then come up in his life and you can fall in a position where y'all can then benefit together. But to get with a woman who
See, a lot of these sucker niggas, they just want a woman to love them and they just want some pussy. So they willing to go along to get some validation and pussy from a woman. And that's when you're just flat out not a man. Like that's true. That's how I perceive Trey. He just like, damn man, you drying up the bitches. That's what a lot of niggas would say. If Awesome came in the room talking like this. Now granted, I mean Awesome seems like a party pooper. This nigga will fuck up your high at the party, at the kickback. I get it. But I'm making a bigger point. A lot of dudes would hear him talking like they're like, chill, nigga, you scaring the bitches or you drawing up the bitches. Like, bro, so you willing to sacrifice your manhood just so you don't draw up the bitches? Like, it's crazy to me. ah, like that's Trey though. I could sense it on Trey. He just want everybody to be happy, and as a man, it ain't about everybody being happy. Even when running your household, we doing shit the right way, even when you unhappy with it and everybody miserable. If everybody miserable because I'm demanding that everybody do the right thing, so fucking be it. Too many men, they prioritize their kids and women, or just women and children's happiness over structure, discipline, and what's right. And that's the problem. Trey just wants some validation and some pussy from women. Whatever he got to do and say to get it, that's what he rolling with. And the shit is just sad.
Beta. I am a beta. No. I'm an alpha. Beta. Oh, because I tell you why.
Beta. It is a sign of being a beta male. I didn't know that.
Beta.
and she's bringing drama. Most of these girls still sleeping with their baby daddies anyway. Most of them still giving them the box anyway, man. Let's see y'all play games, man.
Well, it goes both ways.
I know better.
We can't spend all day, but I would say it goes each way. That means the baby daddy is still sleeping with his baby
mama.
And
he's supposed to knock that raw off. He's supposed to knock her off. Why would not?
There's no responsibility to the man. There's responsibility on both parts.
Kendra, a woman, I'll die for this. I'll die on this point. A woman's virtue is her responsibility. She has to protect that. I can't protect, like nobody can do that. You have to say, this is why things are so topsy-turvy, because there was once a time when women respected their bodies. So they would not give themselves to just random men. These women, and the women that did, they were considered ladies of the night. So there was a place you could find these women.
It's a fact. That's a fact. I mean, look, yeah, they were harsh back in the day. I mean, if you had sex with even two men, you was a hoe. like, here's the thing. I'll give a bitch 3. I'll give a bitch 3 chances. After 3, you basically a hoe. And I don't wish death on you. I don't wish you misery. Hopefully you can find some peace. But I mean, I pretty much agree with that. You know, like after 3 men, you I ain't gonna say you actually a prostitute, but you know what I mean. Your virtue is all fucked up.
But the average woman didn't do that. These women now have made box wholesale. They think they sexy red or whatever, these hood rats. So now when it befalls you, you want to act like you don't know, but you played a role in your own demise because you listen to this crap music. And so there lies your so there lies that. That's where the response. Her virtue is it's up to him. You perfect, Kendra. When you was born, you were perfect. You were one.
All right, see, now that's where he's losing me. That's where he's losing me. Kendra wasn't damn perfect when she was born. Women aren't perfect, period. Nothing close to it. This is what I was talking about. Men pedestalizing women, even a man like Awesome, the alpha patriarch, whatever. I don't. We don't pedestalize women. I mean, I believe in being a gentleman to a woman if she playing her part. But all this black woman is God and nah. No. Yeah, come on, bro. A woman ain't perfect, even if she is a virgin and all that. No. Look, follow my lead, be submissive. I'll treat you good and be a gentleman to you and lead you right. But all this pedestalizing women, man, fuck no.
It's just something about that rubs me the wrong way.
100% perfect. Trey and I had to work to become something. Trey and I had to struggle. Men have to become something. Go out, take lumps, get hit in the head, get the nose bust, lose, take L's, come up, lose it all, start all over again. That's how you become a man. A woman is born perfect. If she just protects that, then you don't have these issues. These women think they can move like men. So you want to move like a man, you're going to get what you get the requisite results that you're looking for.
Okay, well, listen, we can talk all day, but we don't have all day. I'm wishing you the best in life.
Appreciate you, sister.
Okay, so we'll end it there. I really do wish you the best.
Kendra, another thing too. Let me keep it to you. Listen, you know that you and I doing reaction videos, we could pick any time slot we wanted, and we would have the internet on lock.
Well,
Uh-oh. He tried to pitch a show to Kendra. He ain't lying, though. If they did a reaction show together, that shit would pop. I ain't gonna lie. But she can't take him.
Here's the deal. You definitely have a lot to say. You have a lot to say. You also take a lot of energy too. So I try to sit here and I want to always I like to as much give people the space so they're not being disrespectful.
Yes.
But this is Trey show tonight. Trey almost hung up on you, and I saved the last 15 minutes. So we're gonna go now because I want to respect him as training and hosting the show. But I think that's the disconnect is you have to. If that was to ever happen, we would have to be a lot more compromises. But listen, outside of that, I wish you the best in life, Awesome.
I wish you the best too. Shout out to you, Kendra. I saw your thing. You turned. I like what you're doing. One of these days, Awesome gonna pop up in one of these little, little things.
Where are you based again?
I'm in AT. I'm in Atlanta.
Oh, we might be doing our next show in Atlanta.
Okay, now we cooking with
Yeah,
Crystal.
we might be doing Atlanta in August. So I'll get you back on the app. I'll keep you posted if we do the live show there.
For sure. And shout out to Trey. Let me say this, brother. I want to make sure I didn't use this time to because I know how to chat can be. I want to show my humbleness to another black man and say, if I offended you, I'm sorry. I apologize. But I call.
He said, but I call a bitch a bitch. But look, hey, I like that. I like that he swallowed his pride. He apologized. That was some man shit. That was some man shit. I wish we especially us black men could do that more. Swallow your pride more. Some lives could be saved. Swallow your pride. I apologize. I didn't mean to offend you. That was very mature of you, Awesome. I respect it. Very classy of you, Awesome. Way to set the example, Awesome. But I like how he also threw in there. But hey, to let you know, I will call a bitch a bitch.
So shout out to Trey. Let me say this, brother. I want to make sure I didn't use this time to because I know how to chat can be. I want to show my humbleness to another black man and say, if I offended you, I'm sorry. I apologize. But I will speak that way because when I see it, I just call it that way. But you was uncomfortable with that, so I want to say to Trey, I apologize. Y'all brothers get a brother the respect that he asked for.
Absolutely, man. You can have your opinion about how you feel. I might not agree with it, but you can have your opinion. But what we're not gonna do is disrespect women and call them out their name. I was raised like that, and I would never talk to a woman like that.
So be it, brother. When I see a lady, I'm always respect a lady. A lady.
Okay, got you. Bye, Awesome. Bye,
Y'all be blessed.
Bye, Awesome.
Okay, you weren't raised that way. I mean, that's like, man, listen. That's cool that you weren't raised that way. But I hope he don't ever get stuck in a relationship with a bitch. Like, I ain't even going. Okay, Trey. Okay. But I'm not saying you gotta call a woman a bitch. That's fine. You wasn't raised to call a woman a bitch, and that's fine. But I hope you know bitches exist, right, Trey? And I hope you know how to deal with a bitch, and that's to not deal with them at all. Get away from them as fast as possible. Like, just never mind.
Yes, Trey. Somebody said Trey was raised extremely well. What?
Hey, goddamn.
Well, Trey, that's awesome. That was nothing compared to the first two times. You would have if this was a lie, you wouldn't have been able to answer him the first two times. So Trey, yes, Trey. I know Trey's parents. His parents still married. Trey's
It's not even about that, but ain't no woman, no bitches. I just don't like that.
Ain't no he just exposed himself. He said, "Ain't no woman a bitch." Now that's just a lie, Trey. See, it's one thing if he was just like, "Yeah, I know some women are like that, but I just don't believe in like just saying it." Like, okay, fine. But he just exposed himself right there. He just said, "There ain't no women that are bitches." What? What? Oh my gosh. That's one of the most absurd things I've ever heard. Ain't no woman, no bitches. Nigga, you don't got that much experience. He 35. How you 35 and you don't know that bitches exist? Oh my gosh. Sorry, excuse me, folks. I didn't do that to be rude. Something just came over me. Ain't no woman, no bitches. I gotta end it on that note. What? How long I've been on? Hour and 50 minutes, so 2 hours. Man. All right, I'll be back tonight at probably between 4 and 6 p.m. Central Time. You know how I do. Um, Follow me on Rumble. Check out the merch link in the description. Join the membership. I'm gonna do an exclusive membership episode at some point between now and 5 before I go live again tonight. So if you want access to that, join the membership link below. I think it's anywhere from $6 to $10 a month. Yeah, we didn't get any donations this stream, so if anybody feels compelled to throw me a donation while I'm off air, that would be so sweet. But yeah, I'll see y'all tonight.